back to channel. Today we are going to see about spirochetes. So what are spirochetes? There are spiral, motile, flexible bacteria and they are having the endoflagellate. So they are motile. And let us understand this taxonomic classification. They belong to the order Spirochaetales, family Spirochaetaceae and also Leptospiraceae. So you can see this is a Leptospiraceae causing the leptospirosis and the Treponema causing the syphilis. So genera are the Spirochaetae, Cristispirea, Treponema and also Borrelia. So medically how they are important, especially the species are Treponema, Borrelia and Leptospira. So first let us understand about the Treponema pallidum. So the Treponema pallidum morphological features are they are slender spirochetes with the fine spirals and the pointed or rounded ends. So here you can see they are the fine spirals with the pointed and the rounded ends at the end, and these are causing the human diseases like Treponema pallidum causing the venereal syphilis, Treponema endemicum causing the endemic syphilis, and Treponema caretium causing pinta, and Treponema parentui causing yaws. So let us understand one by one. First let us see the morphological characters of the Treponema pallidum. So you can see it's a tin wall flexible spiral rods. They are seen only by dark field microscopy. So only by dark field microscopy because they are so thin, and by the silver impregnations test. So these are the bacteria which are having the long axis with the tapering ends, and they have 10 regular spirals at regular distance of 1 micron. And during the movements they show the secondary curves appear and disappear, but the primary spirals remain unchanged. And it's actively motile and shows 3 types of movements. So what are those 3 types of movements? There are flexion and extension, and also the translatory, and also the corkscrew like motility. So ultrastructurally it has 3 endoflagellate attached at each end of the cell and extends towards the opposite poles between the outer membrane and peptidoglycan layer, and also interdigitate in the center. So let us understand, demonstrate it. So the pallidum does not take an ordinary bacterial stain. So this can be seen by dark ground microscopy, silver impregnation method for culture films, levadity for tissue sections, and negative staining using the Indian ink or nigrosin, GIMSA, pale pink, and electron microscopy. So let us understand how they grow artificially. Actually, we can't grow them artificially, and they're maintained by the serial testicular passage in rapid. Example, you can take the Nicole strain. And the non-pathogenic treponemes, example, the Ratus strain, can be grown in the Noguchis medium. So how can we destroy this pallidum? They are very delicate bacteria, so they are inactivated by heating and also by drying. So the fomites are little importance in the transmission, and it can be killed at 0 to 4 degrees in just 1 to 3 days, and hence transmission syphilis can be prevented by storing blood for 4 days in the refrigerator before the transfusion. And these are inactivated by the common soaps and also antiseptics. So here you can see the culturing property. T. pallidum has not been grown on bacteriological media or in the cell culture. So resistance are very weak resistance, died rapidly, natural environment is transmitted from person to person by the sexual contact. So let us see about the antigenic structure. So in this antigenic structure there are 2 types, non-specific antigens and specific antigens. So the non-specific antigens are the cardiolipin antigen which induces the reagent antibody. So it is not known whether this antibody is induced by the cardiolipin spirochetes or it is released from the damaged host cell till now. And the specific antigens is the group specific antigens. These are the protein antigens shared by the pathogenic and also non-pathogenic treponemas. So specific antigens have the polysaccharide and they are used for the detection of species specific antigen. So what are the diseases caused by this? That is something with the pathogenesis. It's mainly by Treponema pallidum is syphilis, and it's sexually transmitted disease and enters through the minute abrasions on the mucosa or skin, and the incubation period is 10 to 90 days. So the clinical features are divided into 3 stages, the primary, secondary and the tertiary. So first let us understand clinical findings is a syphilis and occurs in the 3 stages. That is what we are discussing, the primary stage. So what happens in the primary stage? It's mainly characterized by presence of a cancer at the site of entry of the spirochetes, and it is genital, rarely extragenital, seen in the mouth and nipples. So the cancer is painless, avascular, indurated, circumscribed, and also a superficial ulcer, hence called hard chancre. And this chancre is covered by the glary exudates, and this is rich in spirochetes. So as they are rich in spirochetes, it can be easily transmitted to others. And the regional lymph nodes are enlarged and rubbery and non-tender and discrete. So this chances heals, leaving a thin scar. So the infection is rarely contracted by doctors, nurses, and in whom the cancer appears on the finger. So when they touch, they can also get this. So you can say first a symptom of is hard, painless genital or oral ulcer develops at the site of inoculation, and the ulcers can heal thoroughly and also naturally. And next understand the second stage. So in the second stage is occurs due to a widespread multiplication and also dissemination of treponemas through the blood. So it is mainly by mucocutaneous eruption in the form of rose papular sac and the condylotoma at the mucocutaneous junction. So the osseous ophthalmic meningeal involvement may also occur. So after the second lesion disappears, there is a period called latent syphilis, during which the diagnosis can be made only by the serological test. So you can see, understand, this stage is characterized by appearance of red maculopapular rash almost any part of body, including palms of hands, soles of feet. So how these rashes are formed, you can observe it. And next, coming to the third state. The third state is characterized by degeneration of the nervous system, cardiac lesions, gammas in the liver. In the gammas in the liver, there is also coagulative necrosis and skin and bone. So the third state is more harmful because it is reaching to other parts. So it is containing the aneurysms and also chronic granulomata known as gumata, also meningovascular involvement, general paralysis of the insane, congenital syphilis like T. pallidum can cross the placental barriers after 4 months of the gestation. So you can also see the obstetric history of untreated female is typical of abortion and stillbirths, and followed by the live births with the stigmata of the syphilis, and finally the healthy infant. So understand the laboratory diagnosis. The specimens we take here, the blood exudate from the lesions, that is the chanceries, and also lymph node aspirate. So collections, we can collect it from the microscopy by with precautions, and lesions is cleaned with warm saline and margins are scraped and pressure applied to the base of the lesion. And these exudates are collected with the administer of blood, and also with lymph node aspirate, it can be aspirated with a syringe, and blood is collected by venipuncture in a plain bulb, so normal vein puncture. So transport, it is transported to reach the laboratory immediately after the collection. So microscopic examinations are divided into dark ground microscopy, direct fluorescence antibody technique, and treponema in tissues. So serological tests are standard tests and treponemal specific tests. So standard tests are VDRL, Kahn, Wesermann, and the specific tests are by using Retter strain, that is RPCFT, and using the Nicholson strain, and the live strains are TPI, kill treponema, TPA, TPTA, FTA, and the extract of treponema is EIA. So there are also standard tests like Kahn test, Wesermann test, VDRL. So these are all called reagin antibody tests. So these standard tests include this test as we discussed. And next we also have the biological false positive reactions and the treponemal test. This test using the Retter strain antigens and Nicholson strain as antigen. So all these tests are done in the laboratories to find this. So let us understand prevention and treatment. No vaccine is available. Prevention depends on the safe practices, and the treatment is penicillin is effective in the treatment of all stages of syphilis. So drugs which are mostly used are penicillin, doxycycline, and also ceftriaxone. And the non-venereal treponemas are endemic syphilis, yons, and also pinta. So what are this? We should understand them too. So the endemic syphilis are in young children living in poor hygienic conditions. So it is transmitted from person to person by use of contaminated utensils or drinking and eating. So primary lesions are mainly found which are rare. So this can be seen on nipples or mothers infected by the infants, and other clinical features like second and tertiary stages of syphilis. So laboratory diagnosis is similar to the syphilis. So what are the yaws and pinta? Yaws are etiological agent, that is Treponema percinae. Transmission is by direct contact with lesions. Fly may transmit the infection. Clinical features: the primary lesion shows the extragenital papillae and it breaks to form the ulcer. So lesions usually occur on legs. Second and tertiary stages are similar to syphilis except that cardiovascular and neurological symptoms are rare. So this is somewhat safe because it is not affecting CNS and also cardiovascular system. The laboratory diagnosis again same to syphilis. So what is pinta? Pinta is also a treponemal keratem. It is because of that, and transmission is by person to person. And the clinical features: primary lesion shows extragenital papillae develops into lichenoid patch, and skin lesions are also seen as hypo or hyperpigmentation. Laboratory diagnosis again same to the syphilis. So this is all about syphilis and its clinical importance and its treatment.